Next on Worcester News tonight, city and state leaders are working to increase new housing options across Massachusetts with a goal of more than 130,000 units. Plus, Worcester Tech students put their skills to the test, building a new agility course for police canines. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. The Worcester Bravehearts open their sixth season tonight at home. The baseball team, made up of college players, has played to big crowds during their time in the city. And even with the professional team on the horizon, the Bravehearts are getting ready to put on a big show for the 2019 season. Our Cam Jandro is live at Hanover Insurance Park with more from the Bravehearts. Cam.
And don't forget, we're bringing back the buzz off.
Olivia, fans are starting to file in here at Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field. They're ready for some baseball. The Worcester Bravehearts kicking off their sixth season. Now, last year they didn't win. They didn't lose the championship. They were co-champions. And you know what? Fans we've talked to so far today say they're extremely excited. If you have a look, you can see that it's really starting to feel quite nice. There's a shot of all the fans right there. Now, the Bravehearts have been in the championship round every single year of their existence. I spoke with GM Dave Peterson earlier today, and he says they didn't get exactly first place, and they really have a chip on their shoulder this year. So once again, first pitch is about a half hour away here at Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field. Keith Folk is actually throwing out the first pitch. And if you have a look, we're joined by Jake the Lion. I'm going to ask Jake a question. Jake, are you ready, excited for this year? All right, Jake, thank you very much. That's going to do it for now. Again, first pitch in about a half hour here. Worcester Bravehearts baseball. We're live in Worcester. Olivia, we'll send it back to the studio.
All right, looks like you guys are having fun. Thank you, Cam. But the weather could play a factor later in the game tonight. There is a threat of tropical downpours developing this evening through early Friday morning. Let's see what we can expect in a first look at our local forecast.
Yeah, it was not a bad day today, a little cooler than we thought. Now it's starting to rain again. Couple weather systems in Canada that tries to draw the warm air in, but then you have another stronger system to the south, and that kind of cuts off the heat. Once again today, record heat, 90s to 100 over the mid-Atlantic and southeastern United States, fueling heavy thunderstorms. Now we may get a thunderstorm overnight. The rain's coming in. It could be heavy at times, mostly as we get towards the midnight hour. Here's 10 o'clock. There are downpours. We're about 60 degrees. It's humid outside. The dew point is also near 60, so you can get quite a bit of rain in a short time. We may get a quarter to a half inch of rain depending on where it goes, because north of, say, Worcester, we're not getting that much rain. South, there could be even more. 2:30 in the morning, the rain is ending. We're going to be left with clouds and fog as the sun comes up, but that's at a little past 5. By 8 o'clock, the sun is breaking through. By lunchtime, it's beautiful. About 70, 75 degrees. Tomorrow afternoon, we may touch 80 in a few spots. Nice weather, but then here's that moisture trying to come back in the weekend forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Tim. Governor Charlie Baker says Worcester is making important progress tackling the housing crisis. He says he wants to work with city leaders to help develop new housing across the state and is looking to file more legislation to make it a reality. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with the details. Chandler.
Olivia, the Baker-Polito administration is aiming to build 135,000 new housing units by 2025. This legislation would make rezoning easier for towns and cities like Worcester. Massachusetts produces 8,000 to 10,000 new housing units each year, but the number used to be more than triple what it is now. It's why the Baker-Polito administration is calling for legislation to create more affordable and market-rate housing.
We've gone decades without building enough housing to support the people we have, and it's time for us to come together and get a bill done on this.
This is their second time filing a housing choice bill. The administration says it would make it easier to create new housing by allowing municipalities to make zoning changes with a simple majority vote.
If we're going to be progressive around housing production, we need to give communities more tools to work with.
Quinsigamond Community College President Luis Pedraja supports the bill. He says some students have to choose between paying rent and taking classes.
I have students who are couch surfing, finding a place at a friend's house where they can sleep. And I've even heard students that have been living in the cars.
Rick Schaefer owns a student housing building on Grafton Street called The Edge. Since the building is historical, he had to rezone for the project and says getting the required 2/3 vote can be challenging.
Tried to do a project in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, and I experienced firsthand in the zoning we had 4 or 5 votes, and so we were turned down on what would have been a 500-bed student housing project.
Governor Baker says increasing housing will make Massachusetts and its cities more competitive.
This is an enormous problem for us if we want to create the kind of Commonwealth where middle-class people and young people and seniors and people who are living on fixed incomes feel they can live.
Right now, housing votes in the state require a 2/3 majority to pass. This legislation would change it to 51%. The Baker-Polito administration hopes to get the bill passed this legislative session. In Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Massachusetts State Police arrest a Webster man Wednesday for illegally possessing a loaded gun and narcotics. Police say they stopped a car on Route 395 in Oxford for driving without a front license plate. Officers say they observed a plastic bag containing marijuana on Elise Del Valle's lap. All 3 people in the car were searched. Police found 30 oxycodone pills and a 9mm semi-automatic firearm. Del Valle is facing multiple charges, including possession of a firearm. Attorney General Maura Healy is cracking down on e-cigarette sales to minors. She's filed a lawsuit against e-cigarette retailer Eon Smoke LLC. Healy claims the company directly targeted young people for sales of its vaping products and used social media to market to underage consumers. This is the first lawsuit Healy has filed since announcing her office's investigation into the e-cigarette industry back in July 2018. 2 Papa John locations in Worcester appear to have closed. No lights were on and the inside was empty at the pizza chain's location on West Boylston Street this afternoon. There were no notes posted on the door. It's unclear whether or not they will be reopening. The location on Chandler Street is open. Worcester Police will be using a new K-9 course at the Worcester County House of Corrections. Worcester Technical High School students built it as part of their carpentry class and say it's exciting to see their hard work being used. Our Gretchen LaRosa has the story.
Before today, Worcester Police had to travel all the way to Boston in order to properly train their K-9 unit. Now, with the help of some Worcester Public School students, they have a course right here in Central Mass. Worcester Police K-9 Ace and his handler test out their brand new agility course. It was built by Worcester Technical High School carpentry students. They say this project offered them a real-world experience.
Doing like a box, like for the little boxes that the people would hide in, like those were very different, putting the doors on, the hinges and stuff like that. So we learned a lot.
The project took 6 weeks to complete.
So today was a great day that they get to see what the boxes were all about and how somebody hides in a box and how the police train so that they can work and keep us safe.
The course is at the Worcester County House of Corrections. Worcester Police say they haven't had a nearby facility to train canines in years.
It's been quite a while, maybe 8-10 years since we had our own agility course here for us. And it was a last-minute thing before school got out this year.
K-9 officer Daniel Pinellatori says this course is the perfect setup for the training they need.
This is just going to help us a lot now that we can do it right here. It's in our backyard.
K-9 officers say they hope this partnership might attract some students to a career in law enforcement. In West Boylston, Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester's Albanian Festival is celebrating its 36th anniversary this year. Crews were outside of St. Mary's Assumption Albanian Orthodox Church today setting up for the event. The festival committee says Albania's ambassador to the United States will be one of the speakers at Friday's opening ceremonies. City Councilor Connie Lukes will also be honored for her 40 years of public service. Pieces of a well-known Jewish deli in the city will live on inside of the Worcester Historical Museum. Weintraub's Delicatessen was sold in March and is now being renovated into a French creperie. The deli had been in the heart of the Canal District since 1920. Parts of the business will be on display at the Historical Museum, along with other items from Water Street businesses.